Well, guys, welcome to September 2019's Twin Flame and Love Forecast. And I will start out this video by letting you know that this is the second time that I've had to do this reading. I don't know what happened, but the last video I shot, it was almost an hour and it just didn't record. Talk about like lessons in letting go and trusting the process and trusting that there's a reason why. Whatever the reason is, I really haven't got a clue and I just had to let it all go. It's really kind of mind-numbing sometimes, like technologically, when you don't have control over what is happening. You really just have to let it go. So that was my first lesson for September. Welcome to September 1st. All right, we are going to talk a little bit about what's coming in this month. I want to talk a little bit astrologically, and while I am not an astrologer, I do like to take a look out into the month to find out what some of the main patterns are and some of the things that we can be expecting. So August was a month that felt a little bit like waiting for something to happen. It seems like things didn't move the way we wanted them to. It's like you could see the movement, but it just wasn't happening. Contrast that with September. September is a go month, okay? The black moon that happened on August 30th, which was just 2 days ago, right? That was like a catalyst. That was like putting gasoline on a fire to kind of move us forward. Now, again, I'm not a huge like astrologer. I don't have a lot of knowledge in this area, but I do know something. When you have 14 transits that are all taking place in the first 9 days of a month, which is what we have in September, that means there's going to be some real movement. From what I understand, we're going to be having to make some decisions on where we go from here, and it's going to happen lightning fast. It's going to be like something happens, you need to make a decision right now that's going to impact the rest of your life. It's going to have to be something that you're passionate about, and it is going to have to do with being in your truth. Standing in your truth and moving forward in your truth, because right now we need to be completely aligned with our truth. Now on the 14th, we have a full moon in Pisces. This is the Phoenix energy, so this is new beginnings. So here we go. We're making new decisions, right? We're moving forward in our lives, and this is going to be a little bit about new beginnings. September 18th, Saturn turns direct, which means we're going to be again moving forward in action. On the 23rd, I love the 23rd, that 23 is my favorite number, we have the fall equinox. So that is where the sun is entering Libra. That is going to focus us on our relationships and our connections with others. It is also, the equinox is kind of like a portal, and what do you want to say? A powerful gateway into ascension energies. So this is more consciousness of relationships. The 28th is the new moon in Libra, and that is incidentally when we're all going to be in Niagara Falls, those of us who are going. And it's going to actually be almost like a breath of relief at the 28th, because we've got so much happening during this month. It's going to be kind of like by the 28th, we're going to be able to be a little bit more relaxed about some things. I want to say settling into the energies of some of the changes that have rapidly taken place during the month. So September promises to be an incredibly shifting and changing month. So, and my September started out wonderfully. Oh, and it was so funny because I started recording the video, and probably the most distracting noise for me in the world is either a blower or an edger. And my neighbor, who is really loves to manicure his lawn, decides on Sunday he's got to get out his weeder or whatever it was. And so the only thing that I can say is that I'm going to keep the information that came through in that last reading in my consciousness. So as we get new cards, I can allow it to maybe clarify some of the information that I was getting before. I will take into account some of the cards I had before in the information that is here delivered for you now. So I don't think that reading is going to be lost. It awakened me to some things. But I always think, there is some reason why things happen. So if something doesn't go the way we want it to, we have to trust the higher powers. We have to trust that there's, a greater scheme of things. Maybe someone really didn't need to hear what I was going to say. Maybe, okay, that's it. We can go through that. We can go through that pattern, and it's just not helpful. So what I'm going to share with you now is the cards, the decks that I'm going to be using. We are going to use the Intuit Oracle by Aria. That is my go-to deck. That is my favorite deck at this time. But we're also going to use a couple of other decks that I like to use in my monthly. We're going to look at what needs healing through the shamanic healing. We're going to look at what we need to surrender. And then I usually like to pull an Ascended Master card, which is going to, sort of pull the reading together. So let's go ahead and take a look at, I'm going to move these decks over here. Let's go ahead and look at the shamanic healing card for this month. All right. And let's see here. All right. As I'm shuffling, I just want to remind you guys, if you like this video, please take a moment to like it. It really helps me build my channel because it has a lot to do with like the algorithms and things of that nature. And if you resonate with these readings, please think about joining my True Sacred Union family if you haven't done so already. And if you hit the little notification bell, you'll be able to catch all the different readings that I do. And I'm also doing the Twin Flame series right now. I'm putting together a lot of the information and knowledge that I've accumulated over my path and sharing some of that wisdom. I just feel like it's time for a lot of the wisdom that is accumulated in this energy field of mine to be shared. So if you haven't seen any of those videos, you might want to think about looking at that. I've got a playlist and I just keep adding to it. So let's just go ahead and we're going to pull a card right now for the healing energies for this month. Okay? I don't think if there's anything else. Oh, there's so many things we could talk about. Well, I'm sure we are going to. We're right here looking for our healing. Our healing. What is it that we are going to work on? And this is the card right here. Stripping illusions. All right. I am going to, as I always like to do, go ahead and this is a 9 card. Let's see. It's 2027, which is a 9. Let's go ahead and read this. The lotus flower is a funny plant. It flourishes in the muck and mud. Oh. Apparently, in spite of the muck of its birth, beautiful petals open up layer after layer, revealing more and more of its inner beauty. You are being called to strip away illusion after illusion from your life. You are being asked to enable your true essence to shine through. Allow layer after layer of false beliefs, cluttered thinking, unfulfilling relationships, chaotic environments to go by the wayside to reveal the perfect essence of your core self. This process is challenging at best. We tend to hold on to the illusions we have created thinking they keep us all safe. all they do really is blind us to our true beauty and potential. This card is calling you to look your truth in the face. Here we go with that truth, right? And not let illusion cloud your view of the true beauty of yourself and others. Interesting. So we are really, really getting down to those onion layers right now, aren't we? We are stripping away all of the I want to say untruths, the belief structures that we have that keep us from knowing who we truly are. So that is one of the things that we're going to be working with. And, you know, I said in the very beginning, we are aligning with our truth right now. This is what's creating the shifts and the changes that we're going through. Is we cannot stay in a position where we are not aligning with our truth anymore. And we're still finding out what our truth is. So let me see here. Okay. I am going to close out an application here. It does seem that I am having some issues with, what do we want to say? We're having some issues with my frames dropping, so I just wanted to close out a couple applications. We are going to look at now the surrendering. You know, what is it in order for us to strip away these illusions and come more and more into our truth? What is it that we need to surrender for this coming month? What is it that we need to surrender for this coming month? All right. And by the way, I do want to mention at this moment that we are going to be in Niagara Falls the 27th through the 29th. This is Marla Kelly, Angie and Rob, and my friend Kalina Malnar. So if you feel called, please think about it. It is going to be an incredible time. The last time we had a twin flame ascension gathering was in Banff, and I just cannot tell you, these events are so spectacular. Now, if you are feeling that, you know, oh, I haven't got the abundance to make this trip, I want to tell you right now that there is a practice that I've been using every day, and it's awing, right? So it's and just continuing to let that energy flow out of you and do it several times. I do it, my partner and I do it for work. We've been getting more projects, we've been getting more checks in the mail. It works. So if you want to go to Niagara Falls, that may be a way for you to do that. The card that popped up while we were awing is surrender to divine timing. All right, so let's look at that card. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. Isn't that true? If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. All right, so isn't that interesting? We were talking just now, as I was awing, we brought through a manifestation card that says, trust this process. Because sometimes we would stop ourselves from creating it just by thinking it's not coming fast enough, which is really interesting. And here we've been in this month of August, right? August has been this painfully staking. It's like, oh my God, are we ever going to get there? And we know it's there. It's right there at our doorstep, and we know it and we can feel it. And yet stuff has not popped out of our vortex in the way that we expected it to. So here again, this is just the universe telling us, you know, we need to allow ourselves to not slow ourselves down. Divine timing may be faster than you would actually allow it to come, which is very interesting in and of itself. That watched kettle never boils, or whatever that saying is. Yeah, if we're watching it too closely, it's not coming fast enough. It really does seem to slow things down, doesn't it? So, very interesting card here. It's got the tower, Big Ben from London, and the moon. Wonder what that has to do with things. I just love that. All right, so we're looking at stripping away illusion. We are looking at surrendering to divine timing. Let us go ahead and get into our reading. This is the Twin Flame Love reading. And we kind of know what we're focusing on from a healing and surrender standpoint. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at what is the energy right now between you and your beloved. This could be, you know, your soulmate, your twin flame connection, your sacred partner. Even it could be whoever you're focusing your energies on right now. Only you know who this reading is for. But it is a love reading, and I tend to think of this as sacred partners. We're on this catalytic heart awakening journey together. We want to find out right now what is the energy between you and your beloved for the coming month. Okay, let's go ahead and spread these cards out here for now. Settling into the energies and asking for the highest answers. What is this energy going on right now? Well, we have the sun. That's perfect. What else have we got? We have the book. Okay. And we have the tree. All right, let's take a look at these energies. I'm going to go spread these cards out over here for now so that I can continue to have space here. All right, so we have the sun. This is the bringer of life. We have the book. And then we have the tree. Okay, so this is the energy. Right now, it might feel to you that there's a little bit of mystery here, that you're not really sure where things stand at this point. There is a bit of unknown. But, you know, coupled with the sun here, it's a powerful thing to not always know everything. It's okay for there to be a little bit of hidden information from you at this point. I think the most important part here is that is to note that there is a grounded energy here. You know, with the tree and the book, there is some grounding going on here. There is some roots, but there is growth. Okay, there's personal growth going on. You know, the sun brings growth. Okay, it is the element of us that is purposeful. It is working on ourselves. It is let's see, it's a success vitality energy. And you know, when it's kind of like, if you think about the roots of a tree, the roots of the tree are underneath the ground, and the sun is shining on the leaves of the tree, and that energy goes into the tree, and it helps it to grow, and it helps it to become actually more grounded, because that energy goes into the roots. So the energy between the two of you, while it might seem that it's kind of hidden from you right now, it is a very grounded, I want to say it's provided for, it's nurtured. So there's a deepness to the connection right now. I mean, you couldn't have more contrast, roots and sky. You know, you've got the ebb and the flow. You've got the yin and the yang. There's a balance here. There's a real good balance. And that is kind of what, you know, the beginning of this month looks like for us. So let's go ahead and see. That's the energy, the overall energy. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to find out. I really just feel like I need more cards for that. I just don't feel like that gives me quite enough information. Especially, we know that we're in a month that is filled with change and everything. So I feel like this is the underlying energy. But I'd like to pull some more cards around what is the energy right now between you. All right, and I keep getting this card for so many readings, the stalemate, and yet look at this. We've got, okay, so we have the stalemate card, and we have Pluto, which here we go. This is the transformation. There is the Phoenix energy that we were talking about. And, oh gosh, okay, I'm getting information. Yes. Okay, so we've already figured out from the beginning of this reading that we have this period of time, and I'm just going to go check the date on that. The full moon of the 14th. So halfway through this month, we've got this rebirthing energy. We've got this, this energy that's saying we need to create something new. And I can't help but think that some of this, I don't know where this I'm standing. It's like, yes, there's like this unity consciousness that it's being nurtured from above and it's very grounded and it's rooted, but you're really unsure of like, the mystery is, where is this going and I want more information on this, right? Well, we're still dealing with a stalemate stalemate situation of some kind. What it seems to me during this month is that we're going to go from this, I don't know where we're at, and we feel like we're a little bit at this stalemate, although we are balanced energy. And we have some kind of catalytic energy coming in that is going to literally shift things and change things and make some forward movement, some green light, some progress, deliver up on some of the promises. And sorry, I know I hit the cards hard a lot of times. Sorry about that. Very passionate person here. I'm a fire sign, Sag. So, and I'm quite passionate about all this. So, the energy between the two of you, again, is, it's a little bit like delay. It's kind of like, I don't know if you're putting up your hand and saying, I'm not moving this thing forward, or I'm focused on my own stuff, or whatever the energy is. There's a little bit of a standoff. There's going to be some kind of new beginning to that. It's going to move things forward very quickly. This is the rider, and the rider means progress. It means go, green light, all of that. So I do think that kind of is really in keeping with this month's energy overall. And let's go ahead and make room for these cards. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at what is going on in your counterpart's life that would be helpful for you to know about. What do you need to know that's going on in their life? And I think I'm also going to ask, a little bit of revealing on your life right after that. But let's just see what happens. All right, so what is going on with him right now? All right, so he has a lot of the sun energy. So we've got two sun energies going on in this reading. It's really good. Okay, there's light bulb. And let's go ahead and grab a third card. Interesting, we got the sun and the moon. Wow. All right, so what is it that's going on in your beloved's life that you need to know? All right, they're in a process of going through some kind of breakthrough. They're making some discoveries. We've got the yin and the yang energy here big time. We got the sun and the moon. We got some balance going on here. We have the external divine masculine energy, the out-breath, the creation. No, I'm sorry, that's the in-breath, sorry. The actual like consolidation of energy, and then we have the divine feminine energy that is the out-breath, the more, what do you want to say, the more relaxed energy, the more calm. So we've got this two sides of things going on. Now this is him, right? So this seems to be maybe we are finally seeing this breakthrough period of time this month. I'm hoping that we've got this new beginning that may be coming from your sacred counterpart breaking through on some realizations, okay? Realizing some things. They seem to be in a very good feminine masculine balance right now between the sun and the moon. Very, very powerful. And I just keep being drawn to look at surrendering to the divine timing of all of this. Okay? Now also in the illusions being stripped away. Something is going on here this month that is going to take us from a stalemate position to one of forward movement. And I'm wondering if this might be part of the solution here. is the awakening of this balance, these aha moments that they're having, these realizations or epiphanies. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at, what is going on with you right now in where you're at that you might need to know. All right, and then we've got the lily, we have the child, and let's see what else we have. Okay, we have the bear. So it does seem to me that this beginnings card, again, it keeps going to this, what we talked about with the Phoenix energies going on. We've got this new beginning, brand new. There's a creativity going on with you, all right? There is a bit of a childlike feeling that you're having, but it's almost like it's coming in at the achieving that place where you can be open to new beginnings and new possibilities. It's like you've become established enough. We've got the bear energy here, which is the mama energy, right? The mama bear, the protective, the strong. So you've got these two established energies with the lily, all right, and the bear. They're both very strong, experienced. There's this protective energy on one side, but we've got the maturity. So you got all those energies going on here. And there's the sexuality. There's the I want to say strong leader energy over here, okay? But the central is that opening to new possibilities, being in your creative zone. So you got these kinds of energies going on all at the same time that the divine counterpart has this strangely comforting, to me, balance of energies. It's really, really nice to see. All right. So what is the best thing that you can do right now for your relationship? All right, let's pull some more cards here. Gosh, this comes up a lot. This is the cross. Let's see what this tells us. Oh boy. Okay, hang on a second. Oh my. Okay, so we got this energy going on here. What is it that you can do? Whew. So the main card here is the fox. And the fox is something that is a little bit in self-interest. Wow. All right, so this is kind of interesting energy. Maybe this is part of the stripping away of some of the illusion, because we're in this place where something doesn't feel right. All right. Gosh, I might have to pull some more cards around this, because this is stumping me. I keep seeing this is the duty card. It's almost like this is our destination. We have to go there. We don't have many choices. It's like it is where it's all headed. And so, but in a way, it's like this energy of the fox is a little bit crafty, sly, and it's self-interest. And it's like the broom is saying, you need to get rid of that. You need to take a look at this. You need to take a look at, what you're doing and I want to say it's going to the stalemate card. It's like, what is it that you're doing that is, I want to say, a little on the crafty side, a little on the, this card right here doesn't to me always feel like the high vibrational kind of energy. This is necessity. This is duty. This is like what we're supposed to be doing. This is what's out of alignment with that which we're supposed to be getting into this month. And it's almost like these two energies go together. Well, they all go together, because it's like, what do you need to be doing in your relationship right now is you need to be figuring out, what is it, this stuff that's not, and I keep going back over here, right now, that Phoenix energy, and it's asking us, well, it's not just that, it's this quick decisions we're going to be asked to make. If we're sitting here in this obligation, dutiful, what we feel is like the conviction of the spiritual, I must do this and I must do that, and you're, kind of fooling yourself a little bit. If you're not in alignment with that, you got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of the stuff that's keeping you in this energy, the stalemate, because we got this coming. It's forward movement. This stuff's got to go. Whatever this stuff is, you're still working on. The part of you that's crafty, the part of you that is is like not allowing yourself to go to new beginnings. This is something that's got to be looked at. I'm going to pull some more cards on that because it's kind of getting to me. Can you please, I need a little bit more clarification on these energies that we're talking about here. All right, so this is still the energy of, let's see, what's the best thing you can do for your relationship right now? All right, so we got a magnifying glass. Ooh, we have the Tower. All right, and it sounds like, all right, hang on a second. Oh, wow. Now, we did get the snake in the last reading, so there is something here about the silent treatment and the self-interest and the stalemate that are coming to my attention. And the magnifying glass is basically bringing attention to it. It's saying you need to examine this. And I think that this is information that you're getting early on in the month. Hopefully you're seeing this early on in the month. We have to dive in and we need to get more information. And we need to examine this very carefully. Okay? Where are we... I want to say misled from the self-interest, like I'm focusing on what's important to me, and where is this information, like resulting in the silent treatment, or I want to say not being truthful and honest about like where you're really at. We got to shift this up, and it needs to change because these catalytic things that are happening throughout this month are causing this, instantaneous decisions to be made. And if we're not aware that we're still in self-interest, that we're still being guided by this spiritual duty, this spiritual things that we are considering like we have a lot of conviction that's necessary. If we don't take a close look at this, it could make these circumstances, these quick moments that are coming a little bit harder for us. So let's see. So the main energy of this is the Tower, and it may just be that some of this, I'm seeing some of the stuff that's been going on may help trigger some things in you. I want to say you, but it might not be you in every case, where this aggressive, assertive anger energy, sudden change, things that are happening that might seem chaotic. This Tower stuff is going to come in and it's going to knock some of this other stuff out. So that may be some of what's happening right there. Wow. Okay. So now let us look at what are some of the message that higher self wants you to know. See, I'm the answer to the question of what's the best thing you can do for your relationship right now is sweep out all the stuff. Sweep out your own stuff. Take a close look at your own stuff. Because while they're making some breakthroughs, the counterpart's making some breakthroughs and having some realizations, and you've been doing a lot of work, and you've got, you've set the stage for some new beginnings, which is that rider movement. It does seem that there's some stuff, and that may be those quick, rapid transits that we got going on. 14 different transits in the first 9 days. That may be what that's talking about. gosh, got to take a look at this. It's going to be an action-packed month. And you have to take I don't want to say the good with the bad, because it's not good with the bad. It is, you have to understand that every single catalyst, every single thing that happens has got to do that in order to move forward. All right, so we are now asking, what is it that higher self wants us to be aware of? And the first card that I got is the element of water. Okay. Okay, so that is your emotional self, your sensitive self, your compassionate self. And that kind of goes against the self-interest self. That goes against the what do I want. You know, in other words, it's more important for me to have what I really want right now than to be like in a compassionate place. This right here is saying something about our need to be in a compassionate place. All right. Your higher self also wants you to be aware of the ladybug. And now this came up in the last reading too. This is the culmination of the 3D, and I'm going to take it as that energy that I got from the last reading. This is the 3D energy. All right. So what does your higher self want you to know for September? This energy right here is one of happiness and wishes coming true. All right. That is where this transformation energy leads. This is where this energy with the forward movement of the rider is going. I think that some of you and some of us may be, really ready for what we would consider our 3D connection, which seems more physical. Kissing is a very physical thing. Hot sex is a very physical thing. Celebration, the physicalness of coming together. That is not going to happen as long as we have still some of these things, the self-interest that we need to get rid of. We need to get done with. We need to get rid of certain things. We need to get rid of this destiny of our spiritual duty, like the things that we feel like we have to do. And by looking into things and getting rid of some of the things that are making us not show up, I want to say in our purest selves, this energy, we are this, guys. We are the established, mature individuals, the leadership and the leading the way, the mama energy. All right. We've been working on this. We've got this child energy that we need to come into. And in order to do that, higher self is saying we need to go more into our compassionate side. We need to go more into our intuitive side, our sensitive side, our emotional side. All right? And get out of I want to say our masculine. There's an awful lot of masculine energy to me in this reading. I don't know how to say that. It's just there's a lot of control, a seeming control. And we need to be open to moving into this more emotional energies in order to get to this this happy ever after, the manifestation of this. So I'm going to pull a few more cards along those lines because I'm still not 100% clear on this. All right. So what are some more things that the higher self wants us to know for September that have to do with this? All right, so we got Mercury, and we got the geese, and we have resources. Okay. So we are still, this whole month is really continuation of being on our mission, on our course, that we really do know where we're going. We really do know what needs to happen. And, the communication, it does look like that there is funny resources and resourcefulness, things that are coming to me out of both of this. Give me just a second here to tune in here. All right, quick expression. This quick expression is what we're talking about that's going to take place through this month. Yeah, and it's funny because the resourcefulness of everything that we need to move forward in an abundant way, move forward. It's like as part of this journey, gosh, I'm sitting here just looking at all these cards and I'm just being overwhelmed with information, and I'm just trying to figure out how it needs to come out. All right, hang on a minute. You know, I actually had to stop for a moment and just sort of tune back into the energies, because so much information is coming out in this reading for me. And I think the truth is that, you know, as with everything, sometimes our egos start to get in the way. And, you know, I started saying, no, I don't want this. You know, I'd rather see rings and, you know, all kinds of, you know, twin flame cards and all this kind of stuff. But really, September is not about that. September really is about significant life changes. All right. And, you know, the words inspired action, this Mercury card, messenger of the gods, the manifester. We're sitting here getting ready to manifest stuff we've been waiting to manifest all this time. It's taken a great deal of, I want to say, focus and attention, and we've had to really tune in on to where we're going. All right, the manifestation of all the things that we need, whether it's money, resources for people to help us, you know, focusing on our abundance creation, our creative expression. We all have been on this major quest. And so maybe as I was looking at these cards, I'm just going to be incredibly honest. It to me felt a little bit like, oh my God, we still got self-interest here. We still got stuff we need to get rid of. We still got a little bit of the snake energy. We got this Tower card. You know, how do we face a month that's determined to be one of a lot of shifts and changes? Okay, I think that we have to go back to the basic energy that's right here, is that there is balance in this connection right now. There is the sun that shines down on the tree and develops and nurtures and helps the growth of those roots. Okay, so we're dealing with somewhat stable energy, and we also know that everything we're trying to do right now is being handled in divine timing. So the first thing that, you know, higher self would say to me and my concerns is you got this if you just surrender to the timing of everything. Whatever needs to be stripped away, these illusions that need to be stripped away, they need to be stripped away, whether it's interest, you know, self-interest, or any elements of deceit that are going on in your connection, whether there's things that you're tired of, that you find unwanted, that, you know, you want to get rid of certain things or clean up certain things. This has to be done, and we need to take a look at things. We need to look in with the microscope, the magnifying glass, and we need to get in touch with our true inner nature, right? The truth of where we need to stand in our truth. So, but the central card in the center of this reading is so interesting, is that the ladybug is the promise of wishes coming true, that there's happiness, comfort, that there's a happy, abundant life here, that there is physical manifestation of what you're looking for, and you find it in the perfect balance, the realization that there's the sun and the moon, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, that perfect balance. And so what? Sometimes you have to clean up some stuff, and get rid of some unwanted energies in order for you to be more in your, I want to say, your maturity, to achieve some of the very stately, strong, affluent energy. And then balance that with the childlike energy, which leaves you open to creativity, spontaneity, and all of that. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to pull my Ascended Master card. And you know what, guys? Even as I am finishing up this reading, which has been a little bit more challenging one for me than I've had in a while, I realized that the microphone that I use is like 3 feet to my right. So I don't even know what the sound of this video is going to be like. Talk about like starting off with challenging energies for me. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, we will see, right? We will see. Let's see how this energy pulls together. And then I'm going to have to see whether or not that sound makes such a significant difference that I have to yet again decide whether or not, well, I didn't have a choice before. It just didn't record, which is kind of interesting. But let's go ahead and let's see. Please, Ascended Masters, step forward and give this girl a little bit of help because I need it today. All right. Give it a couple more shuffles. Let's see. Okay, we've got 2. Wow. All right. We've got 2 cards that, now this is curious. Yes and yoga. This is union. So I want to say that just to sum up this reading, yes, this is all about union. Yoga card has always been union for me. It's 2 wise. That's interesting. So we've got yes. So what I'm not sure of is whether the yes means yes, you're going to need to abandon this reading because the sound's going to be bad, or if it means yes, all of this is necessary to create union. All of the things that we've got going on here is all part of union. I'm going to move some things here. I have got this obsidian, and I want to say, hey, whatever it is that we need to figure out and clear, and then also this here, clearing out some of the snake energy, this, clearing some of that. Let's go ahead and, let me see here. We can amplify the yes and the union. All right. And where are we talking about affluence and getting to where we're going? We will go ahead and use the green aventurine. So yeah, it union, and yes, this is what we're looking at in all of this work. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave the recording there. I think that what I'd like to do is just, maybe pull together some of my final thoughts. Be prepared this month for these shifts and changes. Try as much as you can to stay in your higher consciousness, stay in your heart center, and also trust. I mean, we talk about divine timing. Trust that you've been preparing for this. You are ready for some of these shifts and changes. There may be a few things that you're still needing to be aware of, but I have a feeling that the beginning of the month is going to be a rapid series of circumstances that might just give you that quick reminder to stay in that heart center and align with the truth of how you really feel. All right, and what you truly want. At the time of deceiving ourselves or deceiving others, even if it's not our intention, we must move past that in order to go to higher consciousness. So that is kind of what we're going to be looking at. Now I guess I get to find out whether or not my microphone that is across the room, whether this is even going to be a viable recording or not. So all I want to say is, Debbie, bless your heart, because it's been a really challenging day. Let's go ahead and see what's happened. In the meantime, I would love to hear your thoughts. If this video does resonate with you, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, share this video. It really means the world to me. And I guess what I will do is see you next month. Namaste.